With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Greg Sharpe. The Huskers continued preparations today for their trip to Purdue Saturday night to battle the Boilermakers. This will be the second straight road game for the Big Red, and interim head coach Mickey Joseph says it's all business for the Huskers.
Well, we say it's a business trip. We're going for business and business only. You know, nothing's personal. We're going for business. But I think just to get them to play again, and I think that they stack days. Like I said, they got themselves ready again. Okay, so they're going to stack days. The coach is going to get the best game plan. We'll solidify the game plan this afternoon, and we'll have it ready for them when they get back from meetings. But I think they're going to have confidence. But we got to make sure that when adversity hit, that they bow their neck and say, okay, let's fight through it. So that's what we're going to do out there.
We will hear more from the coach coming up in hour two, as he is tonight's guest on the Husker Football Radio Show. There are a couple of college football matchups tonight, including Baylor at West Virginia and Temple visiting Orlando to tangle with UCF. Also a Thursday night NFL matchup with Washington and Chicago battling at Soldier Field in Chicago. Baseball playoffs continued today in the American League. Houston has taken a 2-0 lead in their best-of-5 series with Seattle. They turned back the Mariners 4-2. Tonight's Yankees-Guardians contest has been rained out. That series will resume tomorrow with New York leading 1-0. The National League will resume their series tomorrow. Both of those series tied at 1 game apiece. Husker soccer on the pitch tonight, hosting Illinois. The match starts at 7 out at Hibner Stadium. This update presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Now get ready for Sports Highlight coming up on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Thompson gets a snap, gives it off, or fakes a handoff, throws it over the middle, pass, caught, touchdown, Nebraska. Travis Vokalek comes back to his initial school out of college and gets his first touchdown of the year. And his first touchdown as a Husker. Yes!
Middle tip shot by Becca Alec, not down. Michigan State down 2 at the ball. Roll shots at. Here come the Huskers. Ani Evans chooses middle. Becca Alec, kaboom! 2017 Nebraska.
Casey awaits the snap. Gets it. Play actions. Back to throw. Step throws for the end zone looking for Trey Palmer. He makes a catch. Touchdown! Nebraska!
Baby! What a throw and catch! Casey Thompson to Trey Palmer in the back of the end zone.
And more not down. Now for the match. Kennedy Orr backs that right side. Whitney Lonstein. Kaboom! Woo! Set and match, Big Red.
Simon in the gun. Gets the snap. Steps. Hit as he throws. Down the field. A pass is going to be intercepted. Malcolm Hartzog goes down, and the Huskers are going to win this Friday night battle in Piscataway as Malcolm Hartzog gets the pick.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
I mentioned in the ticker you got Husker soccer tonight. A little breezy out there for that one. That's all
breezy. That's being kind. It is absolutely, I don't know, it's like a dust bowl out there. It is just blowing around.
It's a blanket night. If you're going to that match, you probably want to have a blanket to wrap around you tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 60 degrees, but it's a cool breeze out of the north. And we wish them luck.
Yes, we do. We wish them luck. But yes, I was walking my dog today, and he's got floppy ears, and boy, they were just flapping in the wind, but it was so windy. I hate wind.
I did a little yard work today, did a little mowing today, so I had to do that before we take off tomorrow for West Lafayette. Huskers back-to-back road games. They have a big team meal on a Thursday before a road game, and they do it kind of right above where we're sitting in here, and we saw them all walking by it, and you were like, well, they're a little chatty as they go by us tonight.
Yeah, they've been in a good mood all week, which winning 2 in a row will do that, right? But, yeah, they seem to be chipper today. They were chipper yesterday when I was waiting outside of practice, and so, yeah, I think they're good moods, which, again, that's what winning will do for you.
One good thing about that Friday night game, it did give them an extra day to prep and kind of rest.
Very much needed. So, and, I think there's a couple of guys that came out of there a little banged up, gave that an extra day to get rested. And get some treatments and all of that, and then also an extra day to game plan too. So when the players weren't in and they had an off day, I know the coaches were diving in and making sure they got a game plan ready too.
It's a perfect segue because a couple of clips that we're not going to hear from Coach Joseph in the practice report in a few minutes. We'll talk more about it with him when he's in here next hour. Is that the two defensive starters are game time decisions? That would be Quentin Newsome and Luke Reimer. Both are planning on going on the trip, but we'll see if they're ready to go or not. That's going to be big for your first sideline report of the night. What's the deal with those two guys?
I will be watching very, very closely. So, with Quentin Newsome, that could be a lingering injury, and with Luke Reimer, it was a little scary. He had to leave and, left the field completely. You never know with those things, and so, we will be watching very closely.
He also talked about Thomas Fidone today and said he doesn't anticipate Thomas being ready to play this year. That's really disappointing. And it's not from a lack of effort from Thomas, because I've seen that young guy running stairs and doing all the things he can to rehab it. It's just not going to be ready in time for him for this year.
I saw him running routes yesterday, catching passes. But you don't want to rush it either. And, I don't know if he's said it for sure it's a done deal, or if maybe if he continues to progress along, you still have those 4 games at the end of the season that we'll see. And who knows, if you make a bowl game, maybe he could play then.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, but kind of like what we were talking about, there's some depth in that room right now that's been able to be built behind Travis Vokalek once he went down. Chancellor Brewington's playing very well, and Borkature and with Travis Vokalek, I think there's no need to push Fidone right now, and so there's no need to take a risk and risk another injury or setting him back any at all. Just get right, get healthy, because Travis is done. There's no doubt about it. He's done. I think Chancellor's done too, right? So you absolutely need that depth at tight end next year. And so, you don't risk it. And so I know he'll keep at it. And just seeing him on the sideline, I know it was probably killing him, because he could just tell it, which I was told the other night on the chat, it's champing at the bit, not chomping at the bit. Is that right?
I don't think that's right.
Well, chomping at the bit, whatever, that sounds more right to me, but you could tell he's so ready to go, and so it probably kills him. But I saw him put out a tweet today, tweeting something about your journey makes you stronger, and so hopefully he will stay locked in and continue to get back, and we'll see him out there very soon.
It's got to be so frustrating, because you get to college, you're so excited to play college football, you go through the whole recruiting process, you make your choice to come to Nebraska, and there are so many schools that wanted Thomas Fidone to be a part of their program, and so that was a huge decision to make to come here. Then he gets hurt, plays a little bit, gets hurt again in the spring. It's just got to be crazy.
And he's such a competitor. I mean, I've told you how many times I've seen him on the sideline. I've done reports on it and talked to you on the show about it, like how fiery he is and how he fires up his teammates. And, you asked Brian Applewhite about it, and you said that's how he is in practice. Yeah. And so, for a guy that has not played and has had setbacks, for him to still be locked in like that, I think speaks volumes of the kind of teammate Thomas Fidone is. And so hopefully he'll stay patient and not get discouraged, and I don't think he will. I think he'll hopefully see this as a positive, and he's still going to keep working out. Obviously, I saw him yesterday, so he's still going to keep putting in the work, and hopefully he'll be ready to go when his time is ready.
So those are a couple of the newsworthy things that came out. There were some really interesting clips that we'll get into in the next segment with Coach Joseph, and again, he is here next hour, so get your comments, questions ready for him, Coach Joseph, for the entire hour in our football show here tonight. Tomorrow night, we'll just have an hour show, because Husker volleyball back in action and back at home for the first time in about 3 weeks. And what a matchup. Penn State, nationally ranked, will be here. These two programs have had such unbelievable matches down through the years. You've got more than 10 national championships between the two programs. That should be phenomenal. But we'll have a 1-hour sports outlet tomorrow night leading into pregame with JB and Lauren at 7 o'clock tomorrow here on the network. So looking forward to that. In fact,
and we have a special guest that's going to be on the show.
Talk to Whitney Launstein, who I don't think we've had on, have we?
I've not done an interview with her. She was great. And I know we've had a lot of texts about her because the way she's been playing this season. So, I'm excited for fans to hear that. Obviously, it won't be live because she'll be getting ready to play in a match tomorrow. So we pre-recorded it today, but she's awesome. Enjoyed getting to talk with her.
Be like an extended pregame show.
Yes.
Just having her, and then we'll hand it to JB and Lauren, and we'll hear from Coach Cook. Hopefully he's feeling better. He was a little under the weather, couldn't make it in for his radio show a couple of nights ago. So the Jalen Reyes and Kelly Hunter came in and subbed. I hope everybody enjoyed listening to those two.
I wonder what it's going to be like for Caitlin Horde.
Maybe a little sentimental, right?
Yeah.
Playing the school that she played for 4 years, became an All-American at. Yeah, it'll be, I'm sure, a little bit different for her. Matt in Raymond had a text last night that I didn't get to. Apologize, Matt. I hope you're listening tonight. But he said, between calling for fair catches and the balls being kicked out of the back of the end zone, has there been any thought about moving the point of kickoff back 10 yards so that the return game can be more interesting? Matt, I'm glad you brought that up because the answer is no, because actually a lot of football people want to almost, there's been even talk about completely doing away with kickoffs because they said there's too many people that get hurt on kickoff returns, and they're trying to limit the physicality of the game in certain areas, and that's one of the things. And so a lot of people, the powers to be that kind of oversee college football and even the NFL, they don't mind the ball going over the back of the end zone. They think it's better for player safety. So unfortunately, and Matt, I think kickoff returns are some of the most exciting things in the sport. But the people that oversee it and the people that kind of gauge what's right and what's wrong for player safety think that it's a dangerous thing. So long answer to your question. They're not going to be moving. If anything, they might move it up a little bit or just do away with it altogether.
That'd be weird to have football games without a kickoff.
Put the ball at the 20-yard line and go. Wouldn't it?
It'd be so weird. I don't know if I like that.
So what do you say? You know, how many of us say kickoff is at 7 o'clock or kickoff is well, you're not kicking the ball off.
Put down is at 7 o'clock.
Put the ball down.
Place down.
Oh. Another question on our text line from Sam. He goes, why was one of the referees standing in front of Casey saying to wait to snap the football? The play clock got very low. Well, another good question, Sam. Appreciate this. When you sub as an offense, then the referees will step in and make sure the defense can sub to match whatever personnel you brought on the field. So if you make a substitution after the stop of a play, the officials are going to hold the ball up or hold the snap of the football until the defense can get somebody in. And you got to be a little careful because if you make a late sub with that play clock going down, those defensive guys sometimes go really slow to get out to their position because they know you may have to either burn a timeout or take a delay a game.
That ended up helping Nebraska, right, the other night because it was Rutgers had a sub late.
And so, yeah.
And they were out of timeouts.
And so our defender kind of just...
Yeah, we burned all that clock after that.
And so that's why, Sam. And that's another good question, good observation. I'm glad you brought that up. We were able to address that here on the program tonight. All right, here's what we have on the show, as I do have time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We will hear from Coach Joseph here in a little bit. He had a press conference today. We'll play you that for you. And then Jessica's done a recent feature on Ty Robinson. We'll play a little snippet of that. He's got an interesting backstory to what he's been able to do in college football. And we want you to be a part of it. Those texts keep coming in and phone calls as well at 402-413-2400. More of the show coming up next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne. Thank you for your support of Teammates mentoring programs. Because of your generosity, we are able to continue our mission to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Please go to www.teammates.org.
This message is sponsored by the NEX Cashback app. Earn 15% cash back on every purchase, every store, every day at Nebraska Crossing in Gretna, the official shopping center of the Huskers.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. CVA's advanced cropping system recommendations help farmers to be efficient and profitable with every acre. Learn more. Register to win up to 160 acres of either grid or zone sampling with professional recommendations, or CVA's Precision Drone Scouting, powered by Tyrannus, both valued at over $2,000. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy, from repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Pass Lexi, middle tip shot. Caitlin Horde, not this time. Michigan State feeds to the left. Big rip, Aaliyah Moore, not down. Now for the match. Kennedy Orr, back set, right side. Whitney Lonstein, kaboom! Woo! Set and match, Big Red.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us at 7 p.m. as John Baylor and Lauren Cook West bring you wall-to-wall coverage of Nebraska volleyball's pivotal matchup against Penn State. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. All right, Mickey Joseph, met his regular meeting on Thursdays to kind of wrap up the practice week. And the last time that he talks to the media, he'll be here, though, next hour to talk to us, but talk to the media on Thursdays before the kickoff of the next game. And it's our practice report brought to you by GoCurrency.com. And he started out with kind of an overview of what the week's been like.
How's everybody doing? All right. You know, great week of practice. Great week for the kids, great week for the coaches. You know, we're excited about this opportunity to play a top-notch football team. You know, I think they're on like 7 points for being undefeated. You know, they're really good on all three phases of the game, and we're going to have to play well when we go there.
We'll just follow that up with more of his thoughts about what he sees as he watches the Purdue on tape.
Well, like I said before, they have a lot of experience. When you can play in college football with seniors and juniors with that COVID year, that means what some of them are fifth-year juniors and sixth-year seniors. So that's the maturity level. They're a very mature football team, so that means they won't panic under distress, and it's a team that you're going to have to execute against.
Boilers have won 3 of the last 4. Now, last year, they beat us here 28-23. And Nebraska threw 4 interceptions. So Nebraska was kind of their own worst enemy in that game last year. So you can't do that because they're not going to make a ton of mistakes. You got to make them get all their points and don't give them stuff.
Yes, and I think this team learned a lot about being on the road that probably they didn't know last week. And so hopefully they'll take away a lot of what happened last week and apply it. And I don't know, maybe it'll be louder. It will be louder at Purdue than it was at Rutgers.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
It'll be loud. Yeah.
I'm anxious to see that mascot.
You don't want to see it. It's like a Halloween costume for a lot of people. It will be full. I mean, I don't know what that was last week, saying that it was a sellout and there were 20,000 empty seats in that stadium, but it'll be fairly loud. It's not an overly big stadium. I think it seats 57,000 for it. They do have a big drum.
Big drum?
Big drum.
Like they bang the drum?
No, they put it on like a cart, push it around. It's a huge thing.
And does it it makes noise?
They bang it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they bang it.
Do they bang it like for is there a certain amount of times that they bang
I don't know, but it's just big.
Oh, all right.
It just stands out. You look at it, like there's that big drum.
I think it's fun because, again, I'm going to all these places for the first time, so getting to experience it.
West Lafayette's a smaller community, but as you know, Mickey said in our ticker cut, it's a business trip for the team. They're not going there to sightsee. They're there to try to get them a win. All right, Thomas Fidone, we talked about it in the opening segment. Here's Mickey talking about how they really want to be so careful with Thomas in his rehab.
I don't think he's going to come back this year, you know, because I don't want to take a chance with him, but he's really moving well right now. He's in a good spot right now, but he understands that we're not going to put him out there until really with him, he's going to say he's ready. But we got to be smart with Fidone.
Jessica, he's been saying he's been ready for 4 months.
I know, yeah. I don't know. I didn't take that as definitive. I don't
Probably
think he's
not.
going to be back, is what he said. So
what do we have? 6 games in 7 weeks because of the bye week. That's a long time still.
yes, and you know, again, depending on if they happen to make a bowl game, and then you still have those 4 games, and it doesn't matter when you play those 4 games. So you still might have an opportunity to get him out on the field today or this year. I don't know. We'll see. But to me, that wasn't absolutely not. He's ruled out for the rest of the season. He said, I don't think he's going to be back.
So he left a little bit of a door open.
Yes. I'm probably thinking the same thing as Thomas Fidone. That's probably what he's thinking.
Back. Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right. This is an interesting answer coming up here. Mickey was asked about, we're hearing stories that you're trying to get to know your team, particularly the guys on the defensive side of the ball. You probably have spent more time with the offensive side since you've been here in January. And he had a really interesting answer that I wanted to share with everybody tonight.
Well, no, I knew him. I knew who he was, but like you said, I'm trying to get the inner, the inner, get inside of him and figure out, what gets him going, what gets him to tick. So, yes, I have individual meetings, and I continue to have them with everybody on the team. If I see you, I need to talk to you. So, because I want them to feel comfortable, the ones that don't know me, to feel comfortable to come in my office and speak with me if they have something to talk about, or if they just want to talk. Sometimes they just come in there just to hang out, and that's good with me, because sometimes it gets boring sometimes as a head coach because you're not in meetings all the time. So sometimes I just pop into meetings and, I think a position coaches always say, you got a problem, coach? Like, no, I'm just bored. I'm just, you need some friends sometimes. When you're the head coach, nobody wants to be your friend. They're trying to still kick me out the locker room, and I'm not going anywhere.
That's awesome. I'm bored. I need to get into a meeting. This week's Cornhusker conversation is with Oliver Martin, and he has a really cool perspective talking about Mickey Joseph, and because Oliver is an introvert, and he said how he needed a coach like Mickey because he's not one that's going to go seek out that relationship, but Mickey does that, and sought out that relationship and built that relationship, and dives into why he thinks so many people have bought into Mickey. So it is fascinating hearing from a wide receiver why they think it applies to an entire football team.
It is a different thing being the head coach of a football program because you've got 130 or 140 guys on the team, and they don't get a lot of close contact with each guy because the position coaches are the one they spend a ton of time with, that and the strength coaches.
Yes.
They spend a lot of time with them.
And the trainers.
And trainers in some cases. But so Mickey's like, you know what, I kind of missed that interaction with my guys in my little room. And so I could just see him opening the door of a linebacker's room and walking in and sitting down, and just so he can kind of get a feel for that. That is a huge transition for a guy making that jump from an assistant coach to being the head coach in the sport of football.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially someone that loves that interaction with players, and has been so good at that, and his players have bought into that to just all of a sudden, and it wasn't like he had an off season to get used to it either, it was just right
Boom.
away he
go.
had to make that transition. But yeah, it's there was no doubt though that he was going to be able to build those relationships just because that's what he does. The same thing with Bill Bush, and they've done it for so long, and they've had so many different players for so many different years buy in to them as coaches that you just didn't doubt it would happen. But I just don't know if we thought it could have happened to this degree so quickly.
No points last two second halves.
Yes.
Pretty great stuff. I feel for a head football coach because there is probably a loneliness because he's the one that has to go do a lot of the press things. He's the one that has to probably meet with administrators, some boosters sometimes. You're a CEO in a lot of ways. So you're not kind of in the nuts and bolts of this thing. Basketball, totally different deal because it's such a smaller group of guys. You're around them all the time. You're in the locker room with them, or they're in your office all the time.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that you got to deal with managing a football program of this magnitude. And, there's a lot of media here that isn't always, it's not like this everywhere where you have to have this many media availabilities. So there's a lot to do, a lot to manage. And so, yeah, I can see how that'd be a big transition for him.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Last one for you. It did come out earlier in the week that Isaiah Garcia Castaneda has entered the transfer portal. And we've seen some other schools who have made coaching changes that they've already had kind of an exodus of some guys who said, I'm out of here now. But Isaiah's the only one to this point, and I think there will be some more when the season ends. But Coach was asked about, it seems like a lot of these guys are pretty invested and want to be here, and he expounded on that thought with this comment.
Well, it tells me that, first of all, they love Nebraska. They love Lincoln. They love being here. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that because you're right, a lot of them, they could have done that. But I think it's also the relationships that they have with their assistant coaches and the relationship that they have with me, the relationship that they have with the guys in the weight room, the guys in academics, Dennis and his crew. But it's the relationships here. Like you said, this is a great place to play football. Lincoln is a great city to live in. So I think they understand that, and sometimes it's bigger than football. And I think the mature kids, they can see that, and we're happy that they're buying in and that they want to stay because it is a great place.
It's also the relationships they have with each other. I mean, this is a close locker room that really likes each other and have liked each other, like playing together. And so I think they've, and again, another conversation I had with Ty Robinson last week and Oliver Martin this week, the way that they've rallied around each other and a lot of this adversity, it can really tear apart a program, but it seems like that it's brought this team closer, and they've rallied together and have gotten even closer out of it. And there's some good leaders in that locker room that have done their part to try to keep this thing together. And I think that, again, they, even despite the changes, still believed that they could do some special things this season. And so I don't think that they for a second thought, all right, this is over, this is done. I think they just caught their breath, and now they've come together and they want to keep fighting together.
In this era now of transfer portal, with all team sports, chemistry is going to be a tricky issue because you're going to have a lot more floating rosters than at any time in college athletics. Because usually you come in with the same people and you're there 4 or 5 years, and you add a handful of new players each year and you get them incorporated. But I can't remember, I think the final total for Nebraska football might have been 18, 19 transfers into the program. That's a lot. But they meshed really well. That speaks to the leaders that were here, the Nelsons, the Vokaleks, that those guys opened their arms to these newbies that came in, some in January, some in May and June, and said, we want you, we're glad you're here, let's go win, let's be a team.
See, they mesh well together as far as liking each other, but I think, to me, the messaging has been that they haven't clicked as much until recently, especially defensively, the last couple of weeks. Yeah. That's where that chemistry, it was a work in progress. And so to me, it sounds like that things are starting to come together and that chemistry is starting to click, whereas it took a few weeks to get there.
Right.
So, you had a lot of players that have played a lot of football together that left last year on the defensive side of the ball. And so, again, a lot of these new pieces, and that's something that I asked unsolicited that has come up. Luke Reimer, Ty Robinson, a lot of these guys on the defense that have just brought that up, that we were not familiar with playing together, and that chemistry was a work in progress. And I think it's starting to come to fruition and starting to click on all of these different phases.
We're going to hear Fred Hoiberg talk a lot about this, because that's a lot of new people have come in, and they're going to have huge roles on that team. And Will Bolt the same way. The major roster turnover he did with baseball, you're going to see, how does that work? That's going to affect a lot of teams moving forward in sports. Amy Williams, not so much. She doesn't have a lot of new faces on that team. She has a couple, but the core of her team is back. John Cook has rolled that through quite a bit. He's not afraid of a little changeover, and that's why it's remarkable that they keep winning at the level they do, because he does roll the roster a little bit each year.
Yeah, not as much, I don't think, to the degree that we've seen football and men's basketball.
No.
But, good thing for Fred Hoiberg is he's kind of been known for that. He was the first one to really do that at Iowa State, and so he's used to trying to get at the NBA level too. You've got moving pieces all the time, even mid-season, that you got to figure out how to get these players playing together. So it's not unfamiliar to him at all. But yeah, it's definitely I think that's going to be a mark of a good football coach moving forward from here on out, is how you get, because the transfer portal is not going anywhere. And so how you get players, because you're going to have to be in the portal. That's just inevitable. So how you get those players to fit into your program and click with the players you already got.
That's our practice report presented by Currency. Does your business need quick, easy, and secure financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Back with more of the show, including Jessica's conversation with Ty Robinson. That's next.
The Chevy truck lineup has something for everyone. From off-road adventures to navigating the city, our trucks have the strength to take on what's next. Plus, they are durable and come loaded with purposeful features that help you work smarter and play harder. Explore the powerful Silverado with multiple trim levels available to reach your demands. Or test drive the capable Colorado and discover the next level performance it has to offer. Find new roads at Woodhouse Chevy, in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseGM.com.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Pass Lexi, middle tip shot. Caitlin Horde, not this time. Michigan State feeds to the left. Big rip, Aaliyah Moore, not down. Now for the match. Kennedy Orr back set, right side. Whitney Lonstein, kaboom! Woo! set, and match Big Red.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us at 7 p.m. as John Baylor and Lauren Cook West bring you wall-to-wall coverage of Nebraska volleyball's pivotal matchup against Penn State. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Nebraska Innovation Campus creates partnerships between business and the University of Nebraska. Partners lease office space, laboratories, pilot plants, and greenhouses, all centrally located with easy access to University of Nebraska talent and resources. Nebraska Innovation Campus, creating spaces and culture that inspire. Learn more at innovate.unl.edu.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimated CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It is a Thursday night sports night. Again, at the top of the hour, it's our football radio show for the week, and Mickey Joseph will be here for the entire hour, so get your comments, questions ready for him. That'll be in hour number 2. You had a chance recently to talk to Ty Robinson, who's playing some pretty good football the last few weeks.
Yeah, he has let it loose, and all kind of starts with the conversation he had with Mickey Joseph. So, yeah, put together a video feature for the Coaches Show, kind of talking about all the things that are the driving forces behind Ty Robinson.
Trying to set the screen, gets hit and sacked. Brought down Ty Robinson back at the 28-yard line.
Big 99 with a sack.
What is the driving force behind the determination and motivation of a football player? For Ty Robinson, there's not just one. As number 99 took the field for the Huskers prior to the matchup with Indiana, it was with a newfound confidence thanks to a message he received from Mickey Joseph.
Coach Joseph, he challenged me and just said, you've been not you lately and you haven't really been playing like you, so I just want you to go back to being the old you. And to me, I lit up and I told him I could do that.
What was holding you back from being the old you?
I think just really overthinking. When I was out there, the technique, what I was trying to do was I was trying to be perfect with everything, but in the grand scheme of things, you're not going to be perfect most of the time with it, especially playing defensive line, since it's more of a physical and violent thing. The mentality that kind of Mickey helped me get back in myself and kind of that confidence was what I needed.
As he helps to set the tone up front for the Nebraska defense, what can be discovered underneath the helmet? His shaved head, a salute to Husker defensive linemen of the past.
Jason Peter and Jay Foreman last year, kind of what they told me, what they did back in their day, I thought it'd be kind of a tribute, and I mean just kind of a mentality to have when they played. So I've been shaving it, and it's been great. They've told me to big shave it. I won't do that. I'm not going to go completely Mr. Clean, but I think it's just more like it kind of helps me get in that mentality for the game of violence, everything that you're looking for.
The 6'6", 310-pound defensive lineman out of Arizona has made a name for himself on a football field. But growing up, learning a love to compete, playing multiple sports behind the encouragement and coaching of his dad, Jason.
We lived out in 5 acres growing up, so we'd play basketball. We had a basketball hoop. We'd go out, hit ground balls, or play catch, and then football. I mean, it was one sport to the next, one practice after the other. He was a really good coach while he was here, and I think he really helped me understand the game. He was a D2 player at Shadron here in Nebraska, and him and his 2 brothers also played there, and they're all in the Hall of Fame. So he could jump, he could shoot, he could do everything. He was super athletic. I think that's where I kind of get most of my athleticism, is from his side of the family.
It's not just the athletic genes Ty carries with him onto a football field, but also his father's memory. After a courageous 2-year fight battling a rare form of lymphoma, Jason Robinson passed away in May of 2013.
It was tough. I was 10 at the time, so I mean, just kind of not fully understanding. To me, I just thought he was going to be okay. He would get through it. But I mean, as time goes on, you see what that does to somebody, and you kind of start to wish that just the pain goes away no matter what. And his time came.
How much do you think about him when you're playing football?
Every day. Every day. Just kind of the man that he would be, what he would want me to do and be.
Trying to bounce to the outside, rope tied and brought down. It's Ty Robinson making a play. No gain.
Wow. Ty Robinson just manhandled his guy and made the play in the backfield.
Multiple driving forces serve as motivation for Ty Robinson. But certainly at the heart of them all are the words and influence of his father, inspiring the football player and man Ty is and wants to be.
He'd probably say there's more in you. He'd probably tell me that you can do a lot more. I know he'd be proud, but he would make sure to keep me humble, and just, he was a hard worker. I mean, he never stopped working. Just keep at it. Don't need to be one of those guys that opens your mouth, and has to talk. Your work will show you, and what you do on the field and what you do in life will show you. So just trying to make him proud, so.
So thanks to Ty Robinson for sharing his story. You never know what these players have battled through and been through when they take the field. I know it's so easy to just think of them as football players, but a lot of them have battled through a lot of things.
And maybe you're going through something at the very time of a game, too. And that's why, it drives me nuts when I see fans try to interact in a negative way through social media with our players of any sport, because you don't know what they're dealing with.
Right.
And all you get fired up as a fan is, are we winning or what are we doing? And so keep that in mind. That's a great piece. Well done.
Thank you. Yes, and the full conversation with Ty is posted on our podcast platforms for the Cornhusker conversation. I also thought it was neat, too, hearing his perspective. That's a defensive guy that didn't have a lot of interaction with Mickey Joseph, but he has had those conversations that Mickey was talking about and how that allowed him to really come out and play free the last couple of weeks. And even though he didn't rack up the stats last week at Rutgers, Garrett Nelson was very complimentary of the defensive line about how they played and how they set the tone. And they might not always have all of the stats and the numbers, but they're just so important to what that entire defense has been able to do the last couple of weeks.
If they're doing their job up front, they're not making tackles. They're occupying blockers so the guys behind them can make tackles.
Right.
So that's usually the way you look at that. Hey, our Sports Only Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Time to have how the weather is going to affect the game, brought to you by SOS Heating and Cooling. It's going to be dark. Sun sets at about 7:15 Eastern time. We kick off at 7:30, so it'll be dark when we get the game underway Saturday night. Low 50s for kickoff, upper 40s by the time the game ends. It'll be cool. That's fall weather. That's football weather. That'll be all right.
I'm a little nervous.
You better take a jacket. You better take a jacket.
I'm just thinking, I got to find my gloves. And
you probably will want your gloves.
So I've got to dig out my winter attire.
The good news, dry.
Yes.
No precipitation in the forecast in Lafayette.
Because that came in at Rutgers.
That's right.
There was some sprinkling.
Where'd that come from? It was gone right away, but
yeah,
it came and went. Our weather report again brought to you by SOS Heating and Cooling, with fair prices, honest opinions, and longer warranties. They are the Omaha area's trustworthy company since 1950. All right, 402-413-2400, the number if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
In America, the future belongs to everyone.
So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
We are back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you for just a couple more minutes. Our football show at the top of the hour, and that'll be Mickey Joseph in here. Looking forward to having the coach in here for the entire hour. So get some comments, questions ready for Coach Joseph. We'll try to get through as many of those as we can tonight. Doug in Norfolk on our text line said, hey, let's hope no players get hurt in warm-ups like the last 2 or 3 times we've been there. Amen to that. This has been a strange place. It's natural grass field. Miles Farmer in warm-ups 2 years ago was just doing a backpedal drill, and he broke his ankle. Crazy.
Well, Jeremiah told me it's way long, that the grass is tall.
A little taller.
And
your spikes get caught in it.
Yeah, so he said it's terrible. So
yeah, one of Jeremiah's teammates, Spencer Long, blew out an ACL.
He said that. He mentioned that players get hurt there. So
yeah, so you're right, Doug. Hopefully that does not happen Saturday night.
It's crazy how some teams do that, because Iowa State's grass is pretty long, and I think they do that to try to
slow teams down.
Notre Dame's grass is long. So there should be a regulation on the length of the grass, because
home field advantage.
If you're talking about taking away kickoffs, then you should talk about trimming the grass.
Right.
If you're worried about doing kickoffs to keep players safe, then you should talk about mowing the lawn.
Text, guys, do you think the black shirts are going to be handed out at all this year?
I think they will. At some point.
Maybe. I guess I'll throw that one at Mickey next hour. I don't know, because the last 2 games have been kind of black shirt worthy type defense. That's been a really good 2 straight weeks. Maybe Mickey wants to see one more good week and before he hands them out. But I'll throw that question out at him, see what he has to say about that. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Also want to invite you to visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November the 4th and get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Wisconsin football game in Lincoln on November 19th, plus pregame tailgate. See participating AGCO locations across Nebraska, and you could be a winner this season. Thursday night, this is a pretty good night for sports on TV. We got soccer on BTN tonight, women's soccer doubleheader. Unfortunately, the Huskers game is not one of them. You have college football, a couple of good games. Baylor, West Virginia on FS1. You have UCF Temple on ESPN. And you got an NFL game tonight, the Bears and the Commanders. That's not really a blockbuster matchup in that game tonight.
Do you think it's going to break their ratings on Amazon Prime?
I don't.
The game last Thursday was bad.
Oh my gosh. We were in Piscataway. That thing was awful. Holy cow. This is a terrible game. Baylor scored again. They lead West Virginia now 16-7, pending the extra point. So the Bears look like they may be going on the road and get a win tonight. Our Sports Highlight Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. I have a lot of homework to do tonight. I really have to study our picks this week. I got to get back in this thing. I got to be darn near perfect this week. We'll do that tomorrow.
I was darn near perfect last week, so.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I gotta study too, so I can stay at the top of the leaderboard.
All right, we'll do that tomorrow, and hear from Whitney Launstein tomorrow night as well. Mickey Joseph on the other side. Come on back, have some fun with us.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
This is the Nebraska Radio Football Show with interim head coach Mickey Joseph. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Huskers line up quickly from the 34. Low snap. Thompson picks it up. Has some time. Steps, throws for the end zone. Has a man out there. The pass is caught. It is a touchdown, Nebraska. Oliver Martin pulls it in. Evans awaits the snap. Good snap. Huskers come after him and block the ball. It's picked up by Hartzog. Malcolm racing to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Malcolm Hartzog picks up the ball, blocked by Chris Kolarvik, and Nebraska has a special teams touchdown. Casey awaits the snap. Gets it. Play actions. Back to throw. Step throws for the end zone, looking for Trey Palmer. He makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Baby. Simon gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a corner blitz. Simon steps, throws. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to the 35 to the 30. Riptide down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's 4th career INT.
Yes!
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome to our football show for the week. We've got Mickey Joseph with us until the top of the hour, so plenty of time for you to come in and ask a question with either a call or a text, 402-413-2400. Huskers coming off of a come-from-behind win on a Friday night in Jersey, 14-13. Congratulations. Your team showed some grit last week.
Yes, to play full quarters. We asked them at halftime to come out and just fight because we were down 13-0. We wanted to see them fight, and they fought, and we said we got to the full quarter. What we usually say, now let's finish them. Let's finish. And and they came back, and we came out the second half, take the first drive, scored, got a pick later on, and came back with a big play to Trey and scored and made it 14-13. And D went back out there and held them. So it was a good game. It was a good game on both parts.
Are you starting to see some belief in the guys' eyes?
Yes, I saw that in the Indiana game. Usually you see the doubt in their eyes, but they don't have any doubt. You can hear them when they're talking. And they're talking with more confidence. Even when we were down 13-0 going into the half, they was like, Coach, everything's going to be okay. We're going to come back and win this game. I was like, okay, let's hurry up then. But they're a confident group right now.
You went for it on that first drive of the second half on a 4th down, and you probably felt like we gotta flip this script. Is that what you were thinking at that point in time?
Yeah, I was chasing touchdowns and not field goals. I didn't think field goals was going. They were really good on defense, so we had to get 7. And so we decided, let's just go for it.
Anthony Grant picked up about 7 yards on that play. You talked about Anthony a little bit today in your press gathering. He had that 32-carry effort against Indiana. Didn't carry it as much the other night. It looked like Rutgers was really keen on stopping 10 from doing much damage in the game.
Yeah, they had a lot of penetration from the inside guys. And so what they were making in the run do is bounce. Anytime you get penetration on a run and make it bounce, now they can pursue to the ball. So they did a really good job with their inside guys. And so it was really nowhere to run because of the penetration. But he did find some. He found a couple of yards, but not what we want him to find.
Threw the ball to him more than we have so far this year. Looks like he does pretty well catching the ball.
Yeah, he's got really good hands. And he's got really good vision when he gets in space, and he's hard to tackle when he gets in space, and he's very physical when he gets out there.
We saw that.
Yes.
That was a vicious hit, Coach. That fired your sideline up.
Oh, it did. I thought it was changed. He changed the point. Changed the game. It changed the game. I think that physical hit kind of woke them up a little bit and like, whoa, they're coming.
It was a physical football game. Schiano's kind of known for that with his teams, and you got some guys nicked up, particularly on defense. Going to test your depth a little bit this week, isn't it?
Yes, and we always say, when you're not a starter, you prepare like you're a starter because you're one play away from playing. You're one play away from starting. So we have just the mindset that next man up. So if you're the backup, we expect you to get in there and perform.
Text for you, John in Omaha says, the dedication of these athletes is phenomenal. Fedoni probably has no chance of playing anytime in the near future, but he works like he's going to play the next day. Very impressive.
Yes, we were really impressed with Fedoni. Now, if it was up to Fedoni, he would play right now.
Yeah.
But we got to make sure we're smart with the kid because he's got a future here at Nebraska and he's got a future in the NFL. So we got to make sure that he's healthy when he comes back.
And he's a good team guy. Jessica talks all the time about it. Down on the sideline during games, he's encouraging guys and trying to help coach him up a little bit, even though he knows he's not in the uniform and not playing.
Yes, he's a great kid. He's a great kid. He's a great leader. It's a shame what happened to him, but he's sucked it up. He worked himself back to get himself back, and he's working hard every day. He's working hard every day, but he's a great teammate.
This game the other night was field position was a big part of it. I thought Brian Buschini did a pretty good job. He had a punt blocked and looked like he was a little gimpy, but he showed some toughness. He didn't want to come out of the game. He wanted to keep going out there and hitting the ball for you.
Well, that's the second time Brian got that ankle banged up a little bit, but Brian did a really good job of punting the ball. So far, like I said before, Brian's probably been one of the most consistent players on the team this year, and we appreciate everything that he does.
Didn't like getting the punt block. What happened? Have you gone back and studied that?
Yeah, it's just an overload. It was a late shift, and they were on to our snap count. So we had to go back and do some things differently to make sure that don't happen again. And we did a great job of just changing it up, going to some different things, changing the count. Joey did a really good job of doing that.
You don't like the play. You like the fact, though, that you stopped them before they got to the end zone, and you held them to 3 points. That was, in a way, kind of a win.
Yeah, Blaze did a really good job of making that tackle. So he saved us 4 points right there. So, and that's just running to the football. That's running to the football and being determined to get him down.
Got a text. This one says, Coach, we had a transfer portal guy from Alabama named Williams. Any update on him? Can we see him play before the season's over?
Well, Kane, yes. We're going to try to see if we can get Kane going. Kane came in with a labrum, so he had a late start. And we had him at safety. Now we're playing him at nickel. So we're trying to get him ready this year. We hope we see him later on this year.
You talked to the media today about divvying up the responsibilities in that secondary, that Fish was doing it all there for a while. That's a lot of bodies, and they're kind of different, aren't they? The safety, nickel, the corner.
It's 3 different positions. It's 3 different positions, and that's why everybody in the country's went to 2 DB coaches and some 3 DB coaches. So, so we divvied it up where Fish has the corners, and then Billy Bush has the safeties and the nickels. So, yeah, it helps a lot. It helps with the kids understanding and what they do. They have different individual, and they meet differently. They meet separately because when you're at corners, you need them focusing on hearing what the corners need to do. When you're at the safety need to do. Now, the overall coverage they will get, but they got to get individual teaching.
Because of Quentin's injury and Malcolm got picked on early in the game, we saw more of Brandon Moore. Talk about that young man and how good a game did he play last week for you.
Bam's a fierce competitor. Like I was telling Bam, I had Bam on my scouting report in the Fiesta Bowl when I was at LSU. He was a kid that I didn't want to throw at. I think he had a pick 6 on us in the Fiesta Bowl. So Bam's a really, really smart player. He probably don't move as fast as he used to, but it's just like being an old veteran. He plays with his mind. He plays upstairs. The middle part is really there, so he knows what's going on. He knows the technique. So he's really strong in coverage because he understands what we want him to do. But we're blessed to have Bam.
Probably not afraid of anything. He's seen about everything in college football.
Yes, he's
played
got,
big games.
Hey, we were joking him today that he's been in college so long. We told him he was Coach Fisher's backup at UCF. So we were joking with him today. So.
Oh, that's great. Hey, our chat with the coach proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Chris in Hebron wants to know, Coach, what about the black shirts?
Well, right now, we're not going to give them the black shirts back right now until we're ready to do it, because I think with this group, being a black shirt adds more pressure to them. And if they don't play well, then they get a whole bunch of negative comments about the black shirts. So we talked about being just a team. So we're going to be a team right now, and we're going to let the black shirts sit down for a while, and we won't give them back this year. So everybody can stop wondering what we're going to do. They're not getting them back this year.
There you go. All right. Art in Los Angeles. Mickey, love the passion you have. Go Big Red. He says, your thought process on throwing the ball on 4th and 1.
Well, we thought we had the coverage. We had the coverage, and we wanted to make sure that, we got to make the throw. You know, you got to make the throw. I know everybody wants to run the ball on 4th and 1 because they think it makes sense. But, Whip thought we should throw the ball. And, we just got to make the throw. The throw was there. Just got to make it. Got to execute it. We throw it every day in practice.
He was asked about it at his press thing yesterday, and he had an interesting answer. He said the last 4 times we've gone for it on 4th down, we'd run the ball. You don't want to be predictable, so you got to do that. And that might benefit you this week or next week.
Yes. Whip's been calling plays a long time.
Yeah.
So you can second guess him if you want, but we hired him to do a job, so he's got to do. I'm gonna let him do his job.
And it all worked out in the end for this game. So I was on a Purdue station today, and they're going, your field goal kickers only kicked 3 field goals. We just haven't had many opportunities for Timmy to go kick, but what's your confidence level in him to go out and make a kick?
Well, Timmy was good today. I think Timmy was 6 out of 6 today at practice. So my confidence level is real high in Timmy, but it's just been in games where we're chasing touchdowns. We didn't think field goals can help us win games. And the way it's going right now, you got to score touchdowns to win games.
And fortunately, most of our drives that are down in there, we do score touchdowns. That's a really high rate.
Yes.
Really high rate. All right, Purdue this week. What have you seen from the Boilermakers as you study this group?
A very solid football team in all 3 phases. Experienced football team, a lot of juniors and seniors. And
5th and 6th year guys.
Yes, with the COVID, the 5th-year juniors, 6th-year seniors. So a really good football team. And Coach Brown does a really good job, with schemes in all 3 phases. And they're a solid football team. And I think they maybe 7 points from being undefeated. So it's a really good football team. It's a tough task that we have ahead of us this week. We got to play well in all 3 phases.
How's the week been practice-wise?
Good. I think the kids flew around. They got the game plan, and so tonight they'll go home and they'll study the game plan and come back tomorrow and say what they like and what they don't like, what they're confused about. So we'll meet again in the morning before we go out to practice, and we'll kind of iron out everything and throw out the things that we don't do well and, not add anything else in.
Are you a fan of night games? We've had a batch of them here back to back to back. You like these, or would you rather play in the afternoon and get up and go?
Well, the last place I was at, we played all night games.
Yeah, you did.
The night games, it's fine with me.
What do you do with the team particularly when you're on the road and you're stuck in a hotel? Do you get them up, move them around? Because you don't want them just laying in bed watching games and flipping the remote all day.
No, you don't, because when you sit around and watch games all day, they take your energy away. So what we do, we get them up, we eat breakfast, we have flow, then we'll get them to meetings. We'll get them to meetings. The second part of me, we'll go to special teams, offense, defense, and then get them a snack, send them back to their room. And then they'll come down for pregame.
Very good. 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to be a part of the program. That is our Sports Nightly Hotline, which is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. A lot more with the coach coming up.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. Husker students on the debate team and Bateman competition public relations team earned national championships this past year, marking a first for each program. The debate team claimed victory with one of the youngest teams in the country, while the Bateman competition public relations team won their championship by building a PR campaign for the Lymphoma Research Foundation.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Shop Woodhouse Chevy first for your next SUV and experience the difference. We offer a full lineup of SUVs so you can find the one that best fits you and your lifestyle. The Equinox, Traverse, Blazer, and Tahoe all offer capabilities and features that will exceed your expectations. Plus, we make it easy to shop, finance, and purchase in-store or online at WoodhouseGM.com. Find new roads and explore all our inventory arriving daily at our dealership in Missouri Valley, Iowa.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Pass Lexi, middle tip shot. Caitlin Hoard, not this time. Michigan State feeds to the left. Big rip, Aaliyah Moore, not down. Now for the match. Kennedy Orr, backset, right side. Whitney Lonstein, kaboom! Woo! Set and match, Big Red.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us at 7 p.m. as John Baylor and Lauren Cook West bring you wall-to-wall coverage of Nebraska volleyball's pivotal matchup against Penn State. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. CVA's advanced cropping system recommendations help farmers to be efficient and profitable with every acre. Learn more. Register to win up to 160 acres of either grid or zone sampling with professional recommendations, or CVA's precision drone scouting powered by Tyrannus, both valued at over $2,000. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. We're back on our football show for the week. Mickey Joseph with us until the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of it, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. We have a text from Mike in Papillion. Mickey, he goes, what's the status of Ernest Hausmann?
Ernest, I think Ernest practiced well this week. He's going to get a lot of special team reps, but he's got to be ready at linebacker just because, you know, Luke's going to be a game-time decision, so he's got to be ready.
So the red shirt's probably off the table with him. He's probably close to that 4-game limit now.
Yes, I think he's played more than 4 games.
You like him?
Yeah, really like him. Really like him.
Bright young guy.
Bright young guy, really athletic kid, strong. You know, just he just plays behind Luke and Nick.
Jeremy in Texas says, Mickey, keep doing what you're doing and coach these boys up. If you need some scouting down here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just let me know. Go Bear Grad. Let's go hunt.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Well, you know, and that's the thing about it down. You know, Coach Applewhite does a really good job down in Dallas, but we have a lot of ex-players down there. You know, Byron Bennett, Mike Jefferson. We have a lot of ex-players down there that's reaching out to us, you know, helping us down there in the Texas area.
Jim in Columbus says, Coach, I'm asking a question that's you probably can't answer because Coach Whipp is the offensive coordinator, but do you have any say in where you can call plays instead of running up the middle a lot, open it up for some short passes or pitch outs? Your thoughts about that?
Well, you know, we have some things that, you know, this week we want to do, you know, try to get the ball on the perimeter and get our kids in space, get our kids one-on-one in space with them. So we do have some things this week that we want to do.
Also got a text in, says, any chance of seeing maybe some Logan Smothers before the season's out?
Hope so. We really hope so. We don't want to say too much, but we hope so.
He's an athletic kid.
He really is.
Really athletic kid. Coach, do you think calling timeouts on defense might help this week against Purdue? If so, how? Are you a fan of defensive timeouts maybe in the first half? You probably don't want to use those in the second half. But
no, in the first half, if Bill needs one, he'll say he needs one, but they're not a big tempo team. So they're not a big tempo team, so you really don't have to use them. But if we feel like we're struggling and they're on the drive and we need to get the kids to the sideline, we'll use them. We'll be smart with them.
Timeouts were great last week. The clock management, you got rave reviews for the way that kind of played out at the end of the game. You almost darn near milked the thing to the finish line, didn't even give them the ball back.
Yeah, we tried, but just the help of the coaches, the Coach Whipple, and our analyst Steve Cooper's talking to me. Frank's talking to me. Everybody's talking to me, and they're all saying the same thing. And Bill Bush is really good at it. He helped do it at LSU. So just they're in my ear about, hey, this what you probably need to do right here. But I have last say about what we're going to do. But those guys have been doing this a long time, and I always say this: you got to let your staff help you.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
That's what they're there for.
Yeah. Absolutely. Casey took some hits, some shots. You've talked about how tough he is, but boy, you got to cringe every now and then seeing some of the hits he took last week.
Yeah, when he gets hit, I'm always saying to myself, "Get up, Case. Just get up." And he usually gets up. Case is a tough kid. He understands that he's been hit. He was excited because we gave a 1 sack last week, and I said, "Well, Case, we're just trying to take some of the hits off you." But he's not going to play in fear. He's not going to play scared. He's not going to watch the rush. He's going to stand in the pocket. And he's going to throw the football.
How is he game week? We've seen him on game days. How is he in film study, getting himself prepared? How's he been in that phase?
He's a really bright kid. He's a really high football IQ kid that studies the game. He does a lot of studying at home. He's got an extra bedroom at home that he uses for study. For film work. So he studies the game. He studies the game plan, and he don't make many have many missed assignments. He might miss a throw every now and then, but for the most part, Casey's pretty solid with the game plan.
Something that popped up last week is a position move from Tommy Hill going from defense to offense. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we wanted to just take a look at Tommy and see how we can use Tommy. So we'll decide tomorrow how much we can use him, where we can use him at.
Was he open? Obviously, he had to be open to making that switch. That's a big move.
Yeah, usually when a college coach tells you that you probably need to move, you probably should move.
Yeah.
And that's the smart thing.
Well, he's an athlete, Coach.
He's a really good athlete.
I keep thinking he's going to break one of those kickoffs.
Yes,
I think last week was kind of close.
Yes, it was close, but he's bought in. He's a really good kid. He's a good teammate. We enjoy having Tommy on the team. He's funny. He makes us laugh, but he's a fierce competitor. He likes to compete.
How have you felt about the return games. I mean, we hadn't had much punt return to success until the Indiana game. Trey got a couple going.
Yeah, Trey got a couple going to Indiana. But I think, for the most part, the kickoff return, people kicking in the end zone, we have a rule. If it's 2 yards or 3 yards deep in the end zone, we let it go so to get it at the 25. And everybody's kicking the ball, 40, 45 yards with a good hang time. So it puts a fair catch. Now, against Rutgers, they had a really good kicker. They did. A really good punter, and he was pending us. So I think he was 5-yard line, 7-yard line.
Seth from Cozad says, Coach, I'm rooting for you. Enjoy watching you, Coach. Let's go get another win this week. Also, another text in for you. Matt in Gilbert, Arizona. I know where that is. Just want to say thank you for everything you've done so far with Big Red. Keep up the great work. Can't wait to see you permanently lead the Husker football program into the future. That's got to make you feel good.
Well, like I said, we don't talk about the future, what's going to happen. We're about Purdue because like I said before, the best interview for this job right now, I have the best interview because it's on the job interview. So we talk about with the kids and take no distraction from what's going on with the games. So we don't talk about the future about me. We talk about Purdue and what we need the kids to do.
Can you sense that support though?
Yes, it's been a lot of support, a lot of strong support. But, at the end of the day, I can't control that. I won't be making the decision who gets this job. And so I only can control what I can control.
You get a lot of fans out there. Offensive line, obviously, it's got to be better than it's been. You're down a couple people. A couple starters aren't available to you now for various reasons, injuries and other things. But you got to go with what you have. What can you do with this group moving forward?
Well, we're going to meet tomorrow morning as a staff, and we're going to get our best 5. We had a good rotation with about 8 to 10 of them this week. So we're going to get our best 5 on the field, and the next best 5 will be backup. So we'll know game time who we putting out there and where we putting them. But they had a really strong week of practice. I got to sit in their meeting yesterday, the offensive line meeting, and they had a really productive meeting with Donnie. So I think they're going to be ready.
Coach Raiola, younger coach, but he certainly seems to have the respect of the guys in the room. They seem to really like to play for him.
Yes, Donnie's a really hard coach. He's strong with them, but he loves them up though, and that's one thing I think they enjoy playing for him because he do love them up, but he coaches them hard, and I think that's what you got to do with kids these days. You got to coach them hard, but you got to love them up, and they respect him, and he's doing a really good job with them.
Those tight ends can help take a little pressure off. How are those guys in the blocking game with Travis and Chancellor and that group?
Well, they do a really good job. Beck does a really good job with them, with their technique, and I think they really do an excellent job on the perimeter also, blocking on the perimeter. So they'll be more involved in the run game blocking also.
Pretty cool moment to see Travis get his first Husker touchdown.
Yes, that was awesome. And, Travis is an NFL prototype tight end, and he busts his tail every play. And he's a hard-nosed kid. He gets after you. He's a son of a coach, so he understands the game and what it takes to win.
Are the scouts sniffing around on him?
Yes, they are.
That?
Yes, they really like him.
Yeah. Beck's had some good tight ends roll through here for the Huskers. The official co-op of Husker Nation, Central Valley Ag, invites you to participate in the Husker Football Radio Show. Whether you text from the tractor or call from the combines, farmer feedback is always welcomed on the Huskers Radio Network. This year, we are listening back to great moments in Husker history. It's our College Vault Play of the Week, brought to you by Alumni Hall. We're going to take you back to a Fiesta Bowl in the 90s. The Huskers had the football and one of their greats at quarterback.
Double tight swing right, that's Reggie Ball. Schuster and Clinton Childs in there. And an option to the right, Tommy on the keep, turns the corner, 25-30. Eludes a tackler, 35. Tommy Frazier, 37, 38, 39, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. He's going to go! Holy cow! Touchdown, Tommy Frazier! What was that? Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest injustice of the football season is that young man did not win the Heisman Trophy. Tommy Frazier.
Frazier carries.
It's Tommy Frazier's touchdown run in that Fiesta Bowl, that national championship game against the Florida Gators. A huge moment in Husker history. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. He's a little younger than you. Were you at that game? Did you watch that game? Do you remember that play?
Yeah, I watched that game. I watched that game. I'm good friends with Tommy. Tommy was one of the best quarterbacks to come through here. And I remember when he came in, he was a freshman, but he was a very talented kid. He threw the ball well. He had the blood clots came back from it, but Tommy was a really good athlete, but he was a smart quarterback, because to play quarterback for Coach Osborne, you had to know what was going on because he challenged you. And I'm sure on that touchdown run, I'm sure Coach was probably telling him he needs to get that ball to the outside arm, But, you appreciate guys like Tommy.
Have you had a chance to connect with him since you've been back?
Yes. We text once or twice a week. Good. We text once or twice a week, and he always there, for support. He's always there, for ear to listen. But he's a good guy. I love Tommy.
Very good. Again, that's our College Vault Play of the Week, brought to you by Alumni Hall. 402-413-2400. That's the number if you want to be a part of it with a call or a text. More with the coach coming up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratch-a-rooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. CVA's advanced cropping system recommendations help farmers to be efficient and profitable with every acre. Learn more. Register to win up to 160 acres of either grid or zone sampling with professional recommendations, or CVA's precision drone scouting powered by Tyrannus, both valued at over $2,000. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with the new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Mickey Joseph with us until the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of it, call us 402-413-2400 or fire off text. Have a text. Coach, your philosophy on fair catching punts in and around the 10-yard line. What is the standard rule? It used to be your heels on the 10, you didn't go back in far, but now you see a lot of guys.
Yeah, and sometimes we'll put them on the 8. Sometimes we put them on the 8 and tell you don't back up, and sometimes they do. Sometimes they do to stop it from going in the end zone, especially if they feel pressure around them. If they feel pressure around them, we tell them, hey, you can back up and catch the ball, because if you let it roll, we'll get it at the 1. We'd rather get it at the 5 than the 1. But usually the rule is on the 8 sometimes and sometimes on the 10. We usually tell them as they're going out where we want them to go.
Seems like Martin is the guy you put back when it's deep in your own end.
Yes. Ollie's really good at fielding punts, just to make sure we fielding it, because we always say you got to be a punt catcher first before a returner. So we put our best punt catcher back there.
Our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsman placed products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Dan, texting from the tractor, he says, there seems to be more player substitutions on both sides of the ball these days. Also seems to add to confusion on defense. 20, 30 years ago, back when Mickey, when you played, seems like we knew every player that was out there and they never came out of the game. Can you talk about this trend in college football?
Well, right now, the trend now, what we're seeing now, is between 85, sometimes 90 plays. It's hard for a kid to play 85 to 90 plays, full speed, because we track lopes. So if you're not running full speed, we got to get your backup in. And I think you have to play between 17 to 20 kids a game, so you don't have lopes and you don't wear them down. And I think that was part of the problems, that guys are playing too many snaps. So we're not going to just put you out there just to put you out there. If you're tired and you can't go, then we're going to get you back up in. That's being fair to the team.
Kickoffs. We've had some people say, kickoffs have kind of been taken out of football games. All these kickers, including ours, Frankie does a great job kicking it through the end zone. But a lot of people that kind of oversee the sports of football, they're afraid of injuries, I guess, on kickoff returns, right?
Well, because it's
violent.
High-speed collisions. You got a guy that gets a 20-yard, just full head of steam coming at a guy that's on a 20, and they just collide. So, yes. So most kickers are kicking in the end zone, and kickoffs. You want that, but you can see eventually they're gonna get away from it if they keep getting concussions on it.
I think you're right. I think we may just start with the ball at the 25-yard line.
Yes.
Set her down and go.
And that's what it's doing right now when you fair catch it.
Yeah. Rutgers tried some of those kind of short kicks, and some of your up people, I think Kalarvik got a couple of those. Did a pretty good job and moved it out 10 yards.
Well, with CK, they catch funny balls. We call them funny balls, and they do that after practice once or twice a week. So we felt comfortable when they were kicking it short to him, but then we went into halftime. We said, okay, let's get a game plan to kind of stack the returners and get Tommy over there so see if we can split one. And we almost did, but Chris did a really good job of fielding it.
I need you to clarify something for me because Coach Whipple was talking about this yesterday. Apparently, when we were in the victory formation late, Rutgers was diving in our center. What was going on with that last snap?
Well, yeah, I didn't understand what was going on. I just saw that they submarined out at our knees and went right at Trent's knees, and that's when the ball kind of got away from him. But it's something I guess that they usually do. I didn't make.
I think he did that in the NFL.
Yeah, but I
did.
Yeah, so I didn't make a big deal out of it. But we almost lost the ball. But we can't control how other people play. If that's the way they want to play, let them play that way. We're not going to play that way.
Jim in Columbus, Coach, I have to ask, what was your favorite memory of your playing time here in Nebraska?
Well, I think just winning a lot of games. We had winning a lot of games, but I think playing against Oklahoma was big, and playing against Colorado, I got to play a game in ice, and we lost, but I got to play against my brother, who was at Colorado, so that was a big memory, for my entire family. But I have a lot of good memories here in Lincoln.
What were the bowl experiences like for you?
It was really good because we went to 2 Fiesta Bowls, 2 Orange Bowls, and a Citrus Bowl. So we went to some pretty good bowl games, but it was good. I mean, the first bowl game that I ever played, we played Florida State. I was a red shirt, and Deion Sanders was on the team. I didn't really know who Deion was, but Deion Sanders was on the team. It was a loaded team. But we got to play Florida State twice and Miami twice. Miami twice in the Orange Bowl, Florida State twice in the Fiesta.
So you were the road team in those games.
We played Georgia Tech. So every time we played a bowl game, it was always a team that was playing for the national championship.
How about that?
Yeah.
And those things, I hope we never get coached to the point in college football where we don't allow bowl games, because I think they're such a fun reward. It's a great experience for kids to go, blow off some steam. You guys work like crazy during the year. That should be a bit of a reward.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I think the bowl games are a reward for the kids and the coaches because you get the family there. But it's a lot of bowl games. They got a lot of bowl games now, so they're trying to reward these kids, and that's good by the NCAA to do that.
Yeah. 402-413-2400, the number to be a part of the program. Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle and Light and Lean Dressing, endless flavorabilities. Also want to tell you that if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, you could win a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any of the Woodhouse Auto Family dealerships this season. A contestant gets chosen every week. If you want to get yourself registered, go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to enter. A lot more with the coach coming up next. Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. It's the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Mickey Joseph with us for another 5 minutes or so before we finish up the night. Huskers getting ready to go to Purdue. Back-to-back road games for the Big Red. Huskers handled their business last week, trying to do it again for this week. Crypto King in our YouTube chat room wants to know, Coach, do we have any trick plays in the bag?
Well, I won't release that right now. But you know, you always want to have something. You know, we always have trick plays, but we won't tell you which one. But we always go in the game with trick plays.
Jeremy in Texas says, Coach, any chance of putting both Tommy and Trey back on kickoffs together?
That's an idea. We hadn't thought about that because that was the first time we was getting the pooch kick, away from Tommy.
Right.
So that's a thought. Putting Trey or Tommy as one of the off returners because now you had, but really they wasn't trying to kick it away. It was kicking away from Tommy. They was just trying to pooch it and kick it to Chris. I'm
not sure the kid had a strong enough leg to really get it to the end zone on a consistent basis.
Yeah, that's what I thought also.
Yeah. And Frankie's been great, hasn't he, all year for you?
Yes, Frankie's been dialed in. I always told him, I say, Frankie dial? He said, yep, dial in, Coach. But Frankie's been great.
That's a weapon. I mean, just put the ball to 25. Don't even give them a shot of bringing something back.
His job is to kick it out the end zone, and Frankie's been doing that. Frankie's been really consistent doing that this year.
Your long snappers, I haven't even noticed an errant snap at all in the first 6 games.
They've been doing a great job. Brady and Piper have been doing a great job of snapping the ball.
Only time you ever really hear those guys' names if it's a bad snap.
It was a bad snap, yes.
Right.
But they've been doing good. They've been very consistent. Joey's doing a good job with them. Bill did a good job with them when he had them, and they're really talented kids.
Also, a text comes in, Coach, have you been able to find a good Cajun restaurant to satisfy your southern taste buds?
Yes. I mean, I think, we have one right by my house. But I don't really get a chance to go out.
Busy right now.
Yeah, a little busy. Don't get a chance to go out to eat. But Dave Ellis, if I need anything at the training table, he gets it for me.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's talk a little bit more about Purdue. veteran quarterback. What do you think? What do you like? What's this guy do well?
He don't make mistakes. He don't turn the ball over. You know, when he scrambles, he looks to throw downfield. So when he scrambles, we got to stay on our guys and try to make him run the ball. But like I said, it's a veteran football team. It's a veteran football team, but it starts with the trigger man. He's a 6-year quarterback. You know, it speaks for himself.
Our chat with the coach is proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel sees and place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. It seems like with Coach Braun, they've gotten a little bit better every year on defense. What have you seen from them defensively?
Stingy defense. Very stingy defense. Really, really good against the run. Want to play some man coverage in the back end, so that allows them to get an extra hat in the box. So we know right now going in the game we got to beat man coverage. We already know that. So we got to try to establish the run with them also.
They heavy blitz team or not?
No, they sit back. They sit back and play ball. I think when you're confident in your D-line, you know, you can sit back and play football, and that's what they do. Like I said, they played a lot of football. So they have gap integrity, and they play strong in the back end. And like number 6, he's a really good Sam linebacker. He's a really good player.
He'd been hurt. They got him back last week from Maryland.
Yes.
He made plays.
He made his plays.
This is a natural grass field. We played on natural grass when we were in Ireland. You a fan of playing on grass?
Yeah, so, you know, I think the kids like it. And, you know, that's all we played on when I was coming up was just grass. But I think the kids really enjoy it. We're going to bring 2 pairs of shoes to make sure that they get the right footing that we need. So we'll be fine.
That surface in Ireland was sweet.
Yes, that was a nice soccer field.
They like shoot you if you walked out there during the week and stepped on their grass. They were ripping you off there.
You couldn't step on there.
They're kicking you right out of there. Well, road games, I don't think there's anything better than silencing an opposing team's crowd. I know in your day, we won so often on the road. That is a fun feeling as a team to go on the road and get a win.
Yes, I mean, you go on the road it's a business trip for us, and it's us against everybody. You know, and it's us against everybody. That's the mentality that we're going in with it, and we're going to try to go in there, execute in all 3 phases, and, you know, and play well. You try to play well, but I think the kids are confident. They feel good about themselves. I think we got a good game plan. Now we just got to go put it to work.
How long do you go tomorrow with practice before we get on the plane?
Probably about an hour and 10. You know, just a you know, two team periods. And then the special teams, and then the special teams call out, and then we'll get them showered and get them out of there. And the kids that don't travel, we got to get them to class.
You've been happy with the communication amongst the staff. I mean, it's been a huge switch. You feel like it's getting better each week?
Oh yeah, I thought the defensive staff really doing a good job of communicating. The offensive staff's been together. You know, it's a little bit more fiery on that offense side. You know, there's a lot of fire, you know. You don't want to be on there too long. But the great communication amongst the staff. These guys really work well together. They really, you know, they're passionate about what they want to do. So, you know, I'm happy with where we're at right now for us communication with the staff.
Now, I was told I need to be a mediator between you and the other assistants because they want their own locker room, Coach.
Yes, they want me out the locker room. I told them no. They said, well, you got your own shower. I said, I'm just renting that office right now. So I'm not ready to move my things out of there.
John Beckton says, yeah, we want to be able to talk about him.
Yeah, they all want to do that, so I'm going to stay in there.
But he's right there. Again, congratulations. Last 2 weeks have been fun. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Yes, sir. We got to keep it rolling.
People are fired up. We'll see you on the plane.
Thank you. Go Big Red.
Mickey Joseph with us here tonight as the Huskers get ready to travel to West Lafayette to take on the Purdue Boilermakers. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. And also, time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down, a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Husker and Boilermakers Saturday night in West Lafayette. 2:30 pregame coverage here on the network with kickoff again at 6:30. Thanks to Andrew for steering the ship for us tonight. We'll be back with an hour of Sports Nightly tomorrow night before Husker volleyball. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratcherooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game. Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
I would say that the reputation of i3 Bank is stellar. It is one of integrity.
Carmen Tapio, President and CEO of North End Teleservices and i3 Bank customer.
It is one of honesty. It is one of following through with what they say that they're going to do, and that is an amazing relationship to have in banking today.
Supporting local Nebraska businesses for nearly 100 years, i3 Bank, intelligent banking. Visit i3.bank to hear more of Carmen's story. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs